Alright guys, so what I wanted to do was make a video for you to explain the deposit tracker and how you're going to use this. So pretty much you'll go into Google under your store's email account, log into your Google Drive, and you should see a new document that's been shared with you called the NC Deposit Tracker. So the deposit tracker, it's going to be a new thing that everybody's going to do at the end of the night. There's no more nightly checklists. This is going to reconcile your deposits and your payments made in Wireless Standard and ePay, and it'll let you know. So there's no more second guessing. Every time you have a deduction, it'll be there. You'll know what exactly is wrong, and you'll be able to research it or call me, and we'll figure out exactly what's going on. So we are going, I know this says September 1st, but we're going to do August 31st as an example at Mount Cross, just to give you guys an example of what's going on. So we had Miriam and Evelyn working at Mount Cross that day. So these two columns here, these are strictly for your deposits, okay? So you want to go into Wireless Standard and find out what the deposit was supposed to be for that night. So you'll go into Wireless Standard, click on Reports, POS, pull up your Z report, and we're doing the 31st, August 31st at Mount Cross. So you choose the date, go ahead and unselect all locations because they're by default, they're all checked. Mount Cross, and run your Z report. And this is the only document that you're going to need in Wireless Standard to be able to do this. So, so we've logged in. And here's your total deposit for Mount Cross for that night. So $5,896.97. So here, what was it? $5,896.97. Perfect. So the very next morning, the deposit that's actually posted at the bank, the little slip that we get should match that amount. Now I've already pulled this up. Miriam posted it, and it's $5,896.97. So that deposit was spot on. Okay, so you can see the little number over here. It was purple. Had we posted a zero deposit, or if we forget to post the deposit, it's going to show that we are extremely short that day, which is why we always want to make sure we get those deposit slips in as soon as possible, always before 10 o'clock, okay? So the next step you want to do is you want to make sure that your ePay payments were correct, all right? So what you actually posted in Wireless Standard, which is this column here, needs to match what you posted in ePay, which is this column here, okay? So you'll go into Wireless Standard, it's the same Z report, and you're going to scroll down to Payments. Right here, okay? So the total payments taken for that day was $55.61.39. $55.61.39. Yep. Okay. All right, and then exactly what was posted in ePay for that day. And you'll check this by going into your into ePay, clicking on Transactions, and down at the bottom right for that day, you'll see the total amount that you've taken in payments for that day in ePay. All right, so at Mount Cross on the 31st, we had $5,921.39 posted in ePay. All right, so we took $5,561.39 in Wireless Standard, and we posted $360 more. So there's a discrepancy. There's a huge $360 discrepancy. You're seeing purple. That's always a red flag. All right, don't freak out. So we give away free months of service. for add-a-lines, free add-a-lines, okay? So every time you discount $30, that's going to make this discrepancy go up, okay? So we have a column here for add-a-lines. The way that you check this in wireless standard is you'll go into the little payments tab right here where it's highlighted blue. Let that load. You have to go to the very end of it. And down here at the bottom, you'll see that they did $360 in discounts for that day for add-a-lines, okay? For their payments. So you take that number for their discounts here. You can see that they have one right here too. But you take that total amount of discounts, which was $360, and you type it in there. So for the 31st of August, Mount Cross, everything's lining up. So the deposit amount in wireless standard matched the deposit amount that was posted in our deposit chat. The amount of money taken in wireless standard for payments was $360 off from what was posted in ePay. However, we had $360 in discounts for add-a-lines that day, which is where your discrepancy comes in. And once you type that in the add-a-line column, it's going to even that out for the day. So guys, that's all I've got. If you ever see green over here, that means you're way over. So if we typed in 390 here, we're over. Over still not a good thing. It means something was done incorrectly, or perhaps that we forgot to post a customer's payment to their account. For example, say we had no add-a-lines that day. So we took $130 in payments and we only posted $100 in ePay because we forgot to ring up one customer's $30 payment. Okay, so that's going to put us at over for the day, but that's still not a good thing because there's a customer out there who's paid us for their monthly service, but we forgot to post it. So seeing that overage doesn't necessarily mean we're a good thing. We need to figure out whose payment we forgot to push through. Okay, and on the flip side of that, if you see purple, that's also a problem. That means there's a shortage, and we need to figure that out. You need to call me. And if we can't figure that out, or if it's a mistake that we can't fix, that would result in a deduction, okay? And one more thing, guys. Let's say at the end of the night when you're, about to do this report or whatever, you've finished the whole thing, and for some reason you're off $30 and you can't figure out why, or for any reason there's any discrepancy whatsoever, whether it be an overage or a shortage, okay? So let's say in wireless standard we've taken $100 in payments, and then in ePay we've posted $130 in payments. That would result in a $30 deduction. But you call me or you call your DM, and we figure out that you had an add-a-line that day, but in your payments tab and the add-a-line is not showing up, okay? So we go back to that add-a-line transaction, and we notice that you didn't ring up the 1000 SKU. So the customer still got the free month of service because you didn't ring it up, okay? But it's showing a discrepancy even though it would have been the same either way. The customer's going to get the free month of service whether we ring it up or not, all right? But without researching this is going to show up as a deduction. So what needs to happen at the end of the night, and with any discrepancy in that variance column, you would go in, right click on the store that you're at and insert a comment, find the transaction where the problem lies, type in the transaction number, and notate what the problem was. So forgot to add 1000 SKU on an add-a-line. Okay, so any kind of discrepancy whatsoever needs to be notated here. If you've researched it and you cannot figure it out, the last resort is going to be contacted my DM, And that way, the next day when I check this, I'll already know about it. I can research it or help you research it. And if we can't come to a conclusion on what exactly happened, it probably is going to result in a deduction. Okay. So, guys, it's pretty easy to do. This is going to be a nightly thing that everybody's going to keep up with. And if you have any questions, just make sure you reach out to me, call me, text me, whatever. And I've got you. All right. Thanks, guys.